My name's Peg Knickerbocker, and I'm the owner of what was once called the Milo Arnold House. It's called the Arnold House, built by Milo Arnold. And in the day that he had constructed it, I'm going to talk about how it came about that he was in Linesville, how he and his wife developed the idea of doing this, and then to say that I'm the 19th owner and I'm still trying to do his legacy. In 1869, Milo Arnold moves to Linesville, and in 1872, he marries Clara Wintermuth. They run a hotel called the Commercial Hotel. They get an idea of building the finest hotel around, and so they get together and they buy two lots that are on Pomatooning Street, Mill Street, and Erie Street. They go to the Strattons next door to this lot, and they make an arrangement to get a mortgage. In that mortgage, they design the hotel to have an entranceway over to what was the Opera House. They didn't want anybody to soil a slipper on the way to the opera, being that the roads at that time were all dirt. There wasn't any concrete or anything like that. They build that, and they open, and it's a grand opening. They have the train coming from Meadville, bringing people out. They have a band. They have a wonderful, wonderful opening. But tragedy strikes a few years later. Milo's wife gets what was then called consumption, which is known as now tuberculosis, and she passes away. When that happens, he kind of loses his heart about what he's doing, and he tries to find a buyer to buy the hotel. When he fails to find a buyer, he continues to try to run it himself, going from Northeast down to Linesville and back. At one point, they have a very serious accident, and that kind of pushes his hand. He finds a buyer by the name of Mr. McIntyre. Mr. McIntyre trades him in barter a 117-acre farm in Northeast for the hotel. So because the McIntyres get divorced and the transfer goes into the wife's name, and at that time she did not make a go of it, Milo gets the property back again. There he is going from Northeast Pennsylvania down to Linesville and back. Well, in one instance, they have a very serious buggy accident during that trip. And so this kind of puts it to where he finally really does want to get out of the hotel business. He finds a buyer by the name of Joseph McGuire. Joseph McGuire does buy the hotel, moves into the hotel, makes the hotel what a gentleman's traveling stop would be. He even advertised it as that, such as the traveling salesman, the gentleman's hotel. He owns it for 34 years. When he purchased it, when Mr. McGuire purchases it, he changes the name to the Arlington. The Arlington is the name of it all the way up till 1993. In 1993, I become a purchaser of it. I am the 19th purchaser of the hotel. And when that happens in 1993, we still had the name the Arlington. We were in hospitality just like any other restaurant around, but we did not have any rooms for rent. Then in a choice of trying to sell the hotel, again, this pattern repeats itself. We put it on we sell it and we hold a liquor license and we hold the mortgage as being part of the sale of the hotel. Well, that owner that we sold it to does not end up being able to continue to have the hotel as a profitable business, and we end up taking it back in 2005. That's when we decided to name it the Knickerbocker. The Knickerbocker because my husband's family, in 1842, his Aunt Frances Knickerbocker was born in Linesville, and his Aunt Jane Knickerbocker married and lived in Linesville. And since the Arnolds thought it was a great idea to name it the Arnold House, and the McIntyres had it as the McIntyre, we decided the Knickerbocker's a pretty darn good name, so we named it the Knickerbocker. In 2016, because of the internet and people wanting to know their history, we got a call from the two great-granddaughters of Milo Arnold, and they wanted to come and they wanted to see the legacy that their grandfather had built. So they come to Linesville and they spend the weekend with me, and they do all the kinds of research on it, and I find out that the history of this building was to always house and have people here to have wonderful functions to enjoy themselves and to really keep the legacy of Milo Arnold alive.